Looking for some fresh tech business ideas? Continue watching. Before we dive in, my name is Olga, and on this channel you will find everything related to IT businesses, IT careers, work at home careers, and online businesses. Consider subscribing if you are new here and hitting the like button if you like the video, and share it with your friends, and let's begin. And if you're a veteran here, welcome back, Top Gun. Let's dive straight into the topic, and the first business idea you can start in 2021 is internet infrastructure provider or internet provider. And it isn't as hard as you might think. I come from a telecommunication background myself, and back in my student times, me and my alumni, along with my husband, who also is a telecommunication engineer, we thought of starting a local internet provider, and we even had it planned. But since we were young and reckless, we didn't even get started. The pandemic has confirmed that the internet bandwidth in some of the rural areas, as well as in some developed states, requires some serious overhaul, and this is where you might come into play. Businesses are restructuring, and they have subsequently increased their online interactions. And this massive rebuild requires advanced internet infrastructure. Projected to see a growth rate of 2.2% between 2021 and 2025, this is definitely a business you should consider. Internet infrastructure interconnects internet users, allowing them to communicate with anyone in the world. Like, more businesses will conduct daily interactions online, driving the demand for an affordable and effective solution like internet infrastructure. And this one safely lands a spot as a great technology business idea through 2030. To start with this business idea, you will need some basic equipment, and based on the area where you want to provide your services, it might not even require much investments from the very start, and engineers who will be able to maintain your infrastructure, your network, and help your customers to connect and to solve whatever internet connection issues they might have. The good thing is you start to receive revenue from month one, because you're receiving a recurring revenue from your month-to-month paying customers. And this is the idea worth considering. Like I mentioned, I come from a telecommunication background, and I worked in telecommunications for several years before I joined IT, and this is an extremely profitable idea, especially if you start this idea in the area with low competition. Another tech-related business idea is drones business. There are many uses for drones in today's market, which makes this idea more viable than ever. A variety of different models of drones and pricing exists, so small businesses can realistically create a stockpile of drones to use. Now, some areas where drones might be used and where you might pitch your idea of using drones are search and rescue, surveying land, agriculture, security, media and photography use, and others. The most important thing you will need are not drones, because those might not come in as expensive as you might think. There are, like I said, a choice of drones that are very affordable in price, but the thing you will need is skilled operators who will be able to operate those drones and produce whatever results your clients are looking for. And of course, you will need a paying customers to start with. Now, the third sort of tech-related business idea is co-working spaces. Now, the pandemic has changed the scenery of this business arena for a little, but let me assure you, many work from home people start to get tired of their working space environments. Work from home space environments, and more people want to get out of their own houses and actually to see other people while they work. There are many such people who prefer to work from the office rather than from home, but with the pandemic and all of that thing, of course, people want to work with other people somewhere nearby, but in a safe environment. And for them, it is first a matter of flexibility, second, opportunity of networking, and third, it might come in more cost effective for them. And if you are able to provide your clients with a safe environment to work in, you can place the desks like at a safe distance, for example. This is an idea you can start if you have a place that you can turn into a nice, comfortable working space, because if people get out of their houses, they want some sort of a comfort to work in. And very important thing, you will need a sufficient bandwidth of your internet connection to support all of the customers who you might have. Now, a quick interruption. If you want to get a list of non-tech business ideas, grab my freebie of 30 more business ideas you can start from home. The link is below. Now, the fourth business idea you can start is DOS, Cyber Tech Prevention Security Company. Now, what is DOS? DOS is a malicious endeavor to disrupt the traffic to your computer server or network. The goal of DOS, denial of service attack, is to make your online service unavailable to your customers, and by flooding your service with bogus requests, legitimate traffic is impeded from accessing your website. This is not nice and more than a little disruptive for business owners. DOS attacks can also be very costly to eradicate, so companies are willing to pay professionals who will prevent them losing their customers because of those attacks. So such companies as potential yours, DOS security company, can prevent those hackers, those attackers, from harming someone else's business. And let me assure you, this business idea will be viable for the next decade or so, because the number of attacks is growing and more businesses and individuals are proactive in terms of seeking professionals' help. Now, how you can help them? Now, you can provide improved flexibility that blends in-house and third-party resources like cloud and dedicated server hosting. You can establish security infrastructure components. You can implement rate limiting, meaning the server will only accept a predetermined number of requests within a designated time frame. You can stop attacks within minutes, minimizing any disruption to their business. You can clean up the mess and reroute legitimate traffic to their network, and so on. You will need some great cybersecurity engineers on board to start with, or you can start it all by yourself if you're a good security engineer yourself and if you can help businesses on your own, and then expand your team as you grow. Now, the fifth business idea you can start in 2021 is online library. Now, libraries are gold mines of information waiting to be absorbed. Now, you can revive the nostalgia of your neighborhood library by establishing your own online library and by leveraging it to web content mostly. And here, as everywhere, the key is to niching down your content and niching down the content that you're providing. You either can focus on, for example, business literature or tech literature or medicine literature and materials, not only like textbooks and not only books or novels, but also it could be like audio and video content. It really depends on the capabilities of your website and if you are able to start with video and audio content, because this sort of content is way harder to host. You will need like additional extra servers to host that in, so it might be easier for you to start with textual data only. Or you can focus on fiction books, for example, fantasy books. There are libraries that host my books. I'm a published fantasy writer. Those libraries actually don't pay me anything. They are pirate online libraries, don't do that. But you get the point. Niching down is the key here. You can start with, for example, professional literature and then add in some more business domains and then switch or add in some fiction section and so on. And you can monetize it different ways. You can either charge a monthly fee for unlimited amount of content that your users can consume, or you can charge by packages. For example, people pay like a certain amount of money for like say 50 books they can download and then they buy more and more. So it really depends on you, but the monetization models here are numerous and you can absolutely start this and start making money pretty soon. Now, the sixth business idea you can start is crowdfunding platform. Now, nowadays the world is more connected than ever and complete strangers might help you with your startup idea or with helping you paying the loan or with some project of your own or with publishing a book or with starting a family business and so on. So complete strangers can help you do that. And for example, Patreon is one of the most successful examples. It's not a crowdfunding platform, but you get the point. Of course, there are resources like GoFundMe and Indiegogo and other many crowdfunding platforms are there. So your most challenging part here will be to ensure secure payments on your crowdfunding platform and also to market it. These are two most important challenges because the development part, in my estimate, wouldn't take as much. And as everywhere, niching down might be your key. For example, you can focus on some charity projects or some professional projects or entrepreneurial projects or on some student or learning projects. And by niching down, it's really easier to market your idea because there many crowdfunding platforms already, so if you will be famous for like one niche, it will be easier for you to scale further on. Now the seventh business idea you can start in 2021 is 3D printing. Now 3D printing is another industry that has taken off as of late and is projected to go even further as the years go by. 3D printing allows people to create almost anything from the comfort of their own homes. In the future, we might actually be able to download products instead of ordering them online and then to use our 3D printers to create that product. Like plans for 3D printed objects will be available on internet and we will be able to download them and create those products right from our homes. Right now, however, most 3D printers use plastic to create those objects, but my thought is that in the future 3D printers will be able to use any other materials and thus you will be able to print like any object you can think of. However, some of the advanced 3D printers are pretty much expensive and those future 3D printers that will rise in the markets are projected to be no less expensive. However, you can start with 1 or 2 3D printers to open your 3D printing shop. This might come in handy because those people who will come to your 3D printing shop are not able to afford those 3D printers themselves, so they can come and pay a fee to use your 3D printers to create an object that they need. Like I said, you can start with just 1 or 2 3D printers and then grow as you expand your business, and this is a pretty solid business plan. Now the 8th business idea you can start is IT service and support. There is no denying that the future of the corporate world will be digital and more businesses and individuals require more and more software and hardware to deal with, and they will face endless issues while they do so. The projected growth for IT services overall is like 22% for 2021 only, and the projected growth of software development services are estimated at 32% by 2030. So this is definitely a business idea or a business domain that you might want to consider. Like, not only businesses will need help with setting up whatever they need to be set up, but also you will have to maintain and further support and troubleshoot issues that they face with. So if you can get a customer to whom you did a great service, you are getting a long-term customer because they know the quality of service you deliver. If you're a tech specialist, this suggestion is right up on your alley and you can start. There are numerous domains to start with, and it really depends on what skills you personally have or your co-founder if you are not planning to start this alone. Like, the ideas here can be numerous, starting with simple web development and design and up to database administrators like full cycle software development, artificial intelligence or blockchain engineering, cloud architect, DevOps engineering, software inventory, and so on. And depending on your skills, it could be like literally anything. There are other ideas that require a few more funds to start with. This is why I haven't included them into the list. But if you're interested in other tech-related business ideas, check out this video of mine where I talk about those. Or if you're interested in outsourcing business ideas, then check out this video of mine where I talk about outsourcing business ideas you can start. Before you go, click the like button if you liked the video, or dislike button if you didn't. Share it with your friends, with those of them who you think might benefit from this video, and subscribe for more amazing videos on this channel. I release typically 2 videos per week. One is a more practical one where I share my screen and show exactly what I do in terms of lead generation, in terms of finding customers, communication with customers, and so on. And one video is a more generic one, a more inspiring one like this one. So if you're interested, make sure to click the notification bell and stay tuned. And let me know in the comments which idea you liked the best and which idea you might want to start. So, waiting for your opinions in the comments, and have a great week, have a great mood, and see you next week as usual. I'll be waiting. Bye.